Well, joining us now is Justine Roberts, co-founder of the online parent network Mumsnet, and Matt Grist, a senior researcher at the think tank Demos. Justine Roberts, the parents in Darshna's report there were rather clinging to the long summer break. Is that your view and the view of your members?
It's pretty mixed, actually, on Mumsnet. Some people struggle with a long break because it's hard to find childcare solutions. Other people are very nostalgic and they would rather have the long break in the summer when, in theory, it's warmer and sunnier and their kids can play outside later, rather than in February when it's freezing cold and they'll be inside trying to play on the Xbox or something. So I think it's mixed.
In your view?
Personally, I like, I'm with the nostalgia crowd, but I think, there is an argument about children falling behind. I wonder whether the solution is to offer something to those children rather than in the summer break, rather than cancel the summer break, and make it shorter.
Matt Grist, nostalgia for the long summer break.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good, as Justine says, to have more activities for poorer children in the summer. But this change in the summer, the way we structure the terms, would cost nothing. It's a very simple measure which we could implement, without any cost. And it's known to have benefits. We know that it works. We know that it does close the attainment gap between poorer children and more affluent children. It doesn't close it completely, but it does have a significant effect. Given that it costs nothing and that it has that effect, I cannot see the argument against it.
Justine Roberts, well-off parents can take their children to educational things like museums in the holidays. If you have less money, you might not do that, and there is lots of evidence to show that less well-off children are falling behind in that long summer break.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do for very little money. Lots of parents on Mumsnet literally have a budget of £10 per week for doing stuff with their kids, and they find things to do. You can go, to a lot of museums for free. I think the childcare issue is perhaps a bigger one, but I do have sympathy for the argument of kids falling behind, but I think as a society we put very little resource into making it easier for parents to do stuff with children. I think we have extremely long working hours, we have the highest childcare costs in Europe. We could think about it more holistically, I think, and I don't think it is cost-free changing the term structure. A lot of people have organised themselves around 3 terms. A lot of teachers have taken jobs simply because they get that long summer break. So
well,
reorganising anything is never cost-free.
Justine's point there about parents should be engaging, really. I mean, school's not a babysitting network, is it?
It's not, but we know that there are, when kids are at school from poorer backgrounds, they get much more structure. They go to breakfast clubs, they have school dinners. We know that they even fall behind in nutritional terms in the summer. And this is a terrible thing, and I wish it was different, but this is the way our society is. And it would be lovely to do other things like have more childcare and provide more summer activities. But I come back to the same point, this is a simple thing that would have a very large effect, and there would be an initial cost. There's always a cost when bureaucracies change, but it wouldn't be a year-on-year cost. It would just be a cost that would be for a couple of years. So again, I just think the evidence or the weight of evidence is on the side of making the change.
Justine Roberts, let's come back to the childcare. It would really help working parents, wouldn't it? A lot of your members would support that.
Absolutely, and the other thing I'd say is any change that's to be made needs to be made nationally, because what parents really dislike on Mumsnet is when one borough has one system and a neighbouring borough has something different, and you might be teaching in a school in one borough and your kids go to a school in another, and that is really problematic.
Matt Grist?
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I mean, it might be nice to trial this in a couple of areas. Nottingham have taken the lead, I commend them on that, but ultimately it has to be synchronised so kids can go on holiday with their friends.
What about the teachers? They need the holidays to prepare, these long holidays to prepare schoolwork, and they like them. Yeah,
they like them, but they don't go into teaching for a lifestyle choice. They go into teaching to serve children, and if this would help children, then they should be in agreement with it. They're going to get 2 weeks holiday somewhere else. They're going to get evenly spaced terms. They're not going to have the very long autumn term, which is very tiring. I think teachers will actually benefit from this. I just think it's inertia and kind of habit that they've got accustomed to this long summer break.
Matt Grist, Justine Roberts, thank you very much for joining us.